What's going on, guys? JPB Duel here. Hope you guys are enjoying your Wednesday. And for today's matchup, I'm bringing you a Prank Kids versus Eldlich matchup with me going second. Now, as I told you guys, this is an Eldlich matchup, so what do Eldlich players do that they are best at? Set down cards past their turn. Now, sadly, I did not have Harpy's Feather Duster in my hand, nor did I draw into it. And right here, I was worried about him activating a floodgate that would literally make my life miserable. Goes a match or Warlord's rivalry would have made my life absolutely hell if I did go into this matchup. So I start my turn off by activating Prankkids Place, search for a card. Now usually when I do Prankkids combo, when I do search for a card off of the Prankkids Place, is generally Roxy's that I use to banish off of the activated effect of Roxy's in the graveyard. But in this scenario, since my opponent is playing a back row set deck, I thought, since I have two Prankkids monster cards in my hand, why not just go into the roaster combo? So if my opponent did not negate anything I'm throwing at him, I'm definitely going into roaster combo to pop his back row on his turn or my turn, doesn't matter. And once I activate the first graveyard activation of my Prankkids, my opponent maxis me. Thankfully, I had Call by the Grave to negate the maxi, and my opponent did not have anything in response to the Call by the Grave. So Call by the Grave does resolve, maxi gets negated, and we safely go into our combo. Lamsey burns for 5, special out Fansies, go into our Doodle-Doo using the Fansies plus the Meowmoo, and right here you guys will notice my opponent will activate Skill Drain to negate my Doodle-Doo Surge. Now usually when scenarios like this play out, if you're only aiming for a 1-card combo rather than 2 cards combo, if you have Pranks or Pandemonium in your hand, the negation on the Doodle-Doo Surge does not matter to you because you generally just go into other Doodle-Doo, tribute that Doodle-Doo, and pull the other card out that you put in the graveyard using Fansies, namely for this situation, Pranks. But sadly, I prioritized roaster combo over Doodle-Doo's tribute. Now if I tributed my Doodle-Doo right here to get the Pranks in my hand, I would not be able to go into roaster combo. And since we know for a fact our opponent's playing a back row set deck, we urgently need roaster on the field. So I decide to just not go into my tribute for Doodle-Doo to surge, get the Pranks back into my hand, just use the Pandemonium that I had in my hand, gone into Rocket Ride using the special monster on the field which was Dropsies, and Roxy's that I got using the Prankkids Place Surge. Because those two cards are the cards that I haven't activated the graveyard effects of. So I used that, banish the Kaiju in my hand, thankfully draw a Raigeki, get 2 specials on the field, and go into Bow Wow Bark. Now another tip, if you guys don't know, if you guys are new to Prankkids, Bow Wow Bark, if it's not negated, it will boost up a Prankkids monster card's attack by 1000 if it's on their right or under Bow Wow Bark. So you guys see the 2 arrow points right here where Bow Wow Bark has. Any Prankkids monster card that this arrow points to gets their attack boosted up by 1000. Now this is an effect which can be negated through Skill Drain. Since Skill Drain is active on the field, it negates that effect. If Skill Drain wasn't active on the field, I would have put my Rocket Ride right here instead of on the left, because my Rocket Ride would have been boosted up by 1000, and I would be easily able to go over a Golden Lord that he can special on his side if he so chooses to do so. So let's keep going. I go into battle phase because once you go into your roaster combo, you use Rocket Ride to get your Doodle-Doo plus Bow Wow Bark on the field, but those 2 cards cannot attack for this turn. So I was trying to get as much damage in as possible. Like if my opponent did not have anything, this was pretty much game over right here. I had 7000 damage on the field, but my opponent did have a Guardian. Guardian comes on the field with 2500 defense, and sadly I cannot get over the Guardian. So I go into main phase 2, go into my roaster, and activate my Prankkids Place, lower Guardian's attack by 500. Again, doesn't matter. Guardian is mostly there for defense. Tribute the Rocket Ride, get the Bow Wow Bark plus the Doodle-Doo on the field, and then at the end activate Doodle-Doo to get the Pranks plus the Pandemonium in my hand. Now I know if I do it this way I cannot go into my Butler combo because you need to have 1 piece for the Butler combo in your hand. But I was really hoping to get a Butler combo piece off of the prankkids pranks recycle. And the reason why I did go into prankkids pranks is because I had way too many cards in the graveyard. I had both my Fansies, both my Roxies in the graveyard. I had Rocket Ride in the graveyard. I only run one Rocket Ride, two Fansies, and Roxies is limited to two. But I needed urgently to recycle those cards. That's why I chose prankkids pranks over going into my Butler combo, because usually Butler is pretty useless against Eldlich anyways. So pranks, set down my Pandemonium, activate pranks by ending my turn, recycle 3 cards, draw into a Ghost Bell. Now Ghost Bell is a really good card against Eldlich because Eldlich tend to special monsters from the graveyard. Their Scarlet Sanguine reads that they can special monster from their deck or their graveyard. Now even if they don't have Eldlich in their graveyard, you could still use the Ghost Bell to negate their Scarlet Sanguine. Sadly, my opponent, as you will see once I'm done with the whole Bow Wow Bark pop, the card he had set down, or rather activates, is an Elixir of Black Awake. The Black Awake targets cards from their hand or their deck. It doesn't target cards from their graveyard, so sadly I cannot use Ghost Bell to negate that. So he gets his Golden Lord on the field, ends his turn instantly. Now the reason why I'm not popping my Roaster is that Skill Drain's active on the field, meaning that I cannot use Meowmoo as a tribute to use my Roaster. I have to pop Roaster itself to pop my opponent's back row. So I was thinking, why not just wait until my turn to just pop his field afterwards? Like, I'm gonna go into my combo, then pop his field. So that's why I chose not to pop his field at that point and do it for later. Draw phase, I draw into Celestial, usually not a card you want to see in your hand. So right now I pop my Roaster, tribute itself. Sadly, my opponent had a Golden Land Forever, which negated my Roaster's back row pop. Then I normal out my Lances. My opponent instantly flips over Vanity's freaking Emptiness. That means I cannot go into my special summon, period. So I chainlink my Pandemonium to this and go into Weather Washer. And Vanity's Emptiness will get off of the field once I use Raigeki to pop. So watch what happens. I activate the 2 cards I sent to the graveyard for the fusion summon of the Weather Washer, and then chain block with my prankkids place, boosting up my monster's attack by 500. Now I cannot special stuff, I cannot activate the graveyard activations because I cannot special stuff from the cards I have in the graveyard because Vanity's Emptiness is currently on the field. Vanity's Emptiness negates my special summoning, like it negates special summoning, period. So I first use Raigeki. Now I know I could have saved my Pandemonium for after I use my Raigeki because I am sending 1 card from the field to the graveyard, which was the Golden Lord that I popped using Raigeki, which pops the Vanity's Emptiness. Technically speaking, I could have used Pandemonium afterwards to get the specials from the graveyard activations. Yes, I know I kind of misplayed right here, but it's okay. Now my opponent only has a Skill Drain on the field with nothing else he access to. So, at the end of my turn, he banishes the Guardian, sets down the Scarlet Sanguine. Now I can negate Scarlet Sanguine using the Ghost Bell that I have in my hand. Prankkids pranks, recycle 3 cards, draw into a Polymerization. That means I will have a totally awesome combo readily available to me on my next turn. On my opponent's draw phase, I use my Weather Washer, pop itself, target the Bow Wow Bark plus the Doodle-Doo, get them on the field. Then I pop my Bow Wow Bark to get 2 cards from the graveyard to my hand, making my Prankkids cards on monsters on the field immune to destruction through card effects and through battle because of the Weather Washer. My opponent activates Pot of E, banishes 6, draws 2. Sadly, he draws into the Heavenly Prison, which secures his back row, cannot kill his back row anymore. So how can I play through this? Let's see. He sets down Haquero, activates the Golden Lord, sends the Haquero to the graveyard. Now right here, I use Ghost Bell, negate the special of the Golden Lord. I do not want to deal with a 3500 attack Golden Lord. No sir. And now he activates the Scarlet Sanguine to get another Golden Lord from his deck. Mind you, this was not from his graveyard. He kept the Golden Lord in the graveyard, specialed out another Golden Lord on the field. Then goes into battle phase. Again, our Doodle-Doo is immune to destruction through card effects and through battle, so it stays on the field. End phase, opponent banishes Aquero, sets down another Scarlet Sanguine. Turn change, draw phase, let's see what we draw into. Ash Blossom, really nice draw, because this can negate their Scarlet Sanguine. So I was really excited for that. Normal out drop C's, go into my combo. Now thankfully I did recycle cards, so I had access to my combo. And as I'm going through my combo, you guys realize I have polymerization in my hand. That means I have access to totally awesome. So right here, I'm thinking, if I do go into my totally awesome, I will have one negate on the field and one Ash Blossom in my hand, meaning the Ash Blossom will negate their Sanguine Surge. So I was really excited about this. And I'm going through the combos motion, activate the Doodle-Doo, tribute itself, target Panda plus the pansies in my graveyard, add them to my hand. Now I use polymerization to try to go into totally awesome combo. My opponent realizes what I'm about to do and he rage quits, okay? This is a connection failed. My opponent rage quit. That's how I won the game. With that being said, that's the end of the game, guys. If you guys do like this kind of content, please consider hitting the like button, subscribing to my channel for more daily prank kid video uploads, and if you guys are at all interested in the live version of all of this, I do live stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/jpbduel. Link along with my schedule is going to be in the video description itself, so you guys can check it out. This is JPBDuel signing out for today. See you guys in the next video. Peace!